Myself M. Gunakar, Assistant Professor of Zoology, Government Degree College, Siddipet, Telangana State. Today, let us discuss the respiratory system of Calotis. Calotis versicolor, the garden lizard. Scientific name of garden lizard is Calotis versicolor. Calotis versicolor belongs to the phylum Chordata, subphylum Vertebrata, superclass Gnathostomata, division Tetrapoda, class Reptilia, order Squamata, suborder Lacertilia, family Agamidae, genus Calotis, species versicolor. Common name is the garden lizard. Now, the respiratory system of Calotis can be studied under two heads. One is respiratory tract or respiratory passage, which includes external nostrils present on snout, which open through nasal chambers, and internal nares into the buccal cavity. A median longitudinal slit on the floor of pharyngeal cavity called glottis is present, which leads into a small chamber called larynx. The vocal cords are absent in lizard. The larynx leads into a long cylindrical tube, the trachea. The trachea divides into two bronchi. Each bronchus enters into the lung of that side. So a pair of lungs are provided in the Calotis, which are the main respiratory organs. Here the glottis, you can see the glottis opens into the larynx. Larynx leads to trachea, and the trachea enters into the thoracic cavity that divides into two bronchi, and each bronchus entering into the lung of that side. And you can see among the two lungs, a pair of lungs, left lung is somewhat smaller when compared to the right lung, and these lungs are compact structures in the thoracic cavity on either side of the heart. They are elongated, fusiform, thin-walled, elastic and hollow sacs of orange color. And if you see the larynx is supported by a pair of arytenoid cartilages and one cricoid cartilage. So three cartilages support the larynx. Then trachea is also supported by cartilaginous rings. So then coming to the respiratory system in Calotis, as I already said, external nostrils which are above the eyes on the snout, they lead to the nasal chambers which are open into the buccal cavity through internal nostrils. The glottis is a slit-like aperture on the floor of pharyngeal cavity that leads into the larynx, whose wall is supported by two arytenoid and one cricoid cartilages. As the vocal cords are absent in the Calotis, it doesn't make any sounds. Larynx leads to long cylindrical tube, the trachea, which are supported by cartilaginous tracheal rings, just now we have seen. Then the trachea is bifurcated into two bronchi. Each bronchus enters into a lung of its side. As the bronchioles are absent, the bronchi, whenever it opens into the lung, then directly divides into many small chambers which are called alveoli. So as I said, the lungs are elongated sac-like orange structures of thoracic cavity. Right lung is slightly larger than left lung, and inside of the lungs, which are divided into many alveoli by forming a septa, and these alveoli, these are the sites of actually gaseous exchange. And at the posterior part of each lung, there is a space where the septa are not present, that is alveoli are not present at the posterior part of each lung. That place is reserved for reservoir of residual air. So the distal part of each lung without alveoli is filled with residual air. This distal part constitutes about 1/3 part of the whole lung. Now coming to the mechanism of respiration. During the inspiration, that means when the intercostal muscles of the ribs contract, and the ribs, due to this contraction, ribs are pulled outward, then thoracic cavity enlarges, and when the pressure decreases as the thoracic cavity enlarges, the lungs also expand. When the expanded lungs, the pressure decreases when compared to the external environment, So the fresh air rushes in through the respiratory tract into the lungs. And when the fresh air reaches the alveoli, whose walls are highly vascularized, the gases exchange takes place within the alveoli. And after the gases exchange, when intercostal muscles relax, then ribs pull back to their normal position, and then thoracic cavity reduced, pressing the lungs from outside. Then when lungs are pressed, then the pressure increases within the lungs, and then due to increased pressure, the air that is already, exchange has already taken place, gases exchange are already taking place, the deoxygenated air goes out through the same respiratory tract outside into the environment through external nostrils. So, when compared to the other vertebrates, what is the main difference in this Calotis is the presence of, that means bronchi are not divided into bronchioles. And one more thing is, there is a residual space in each lung. There is a residual space in each lung, and the mechanism is very simple. No other muscles or any other muscles of the diaphragm muscles are taking place are in this and then only muscles of the ribs, that are intercostal muscles, are actively participating. Hence the thoracic cavity will be increased. So the only and active muscles that participate in the mechanism of respiration of Calotis, only the intercostal muscles are helpful in mechanism of respiration, in the process of respiration. Thank you.